Hi, I'm Michelle Kingsfield.
And I'm Jim Bucher. Welcome to this new episode of Meet Your Hometown Attorneys.
We're going to introduce you to a couple of satisfied clients of Dyer, Garofalo, Mann and Schultz. And an interesting part, two sisters who are helping expand the business in a much needed way.
And Michelle's favorite, Bucher's Tiger Beat on
Yep.
the road. We go to Wilmington and Springfield.
Yeah, so stay with us for another edition of Meet Your Hometown Attorneys.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Meet Your Hometown Attorneys. And guys, I can't thank you enough for letting me be here again. Of course, it's Doug Mann and Mike Dyer, and we appreciate you being here and watching. Thanks very much, and I'm
you,
learning
Jim.
a lot on these shows.
Well,
I'm
good.
learning- I mean, it's
Good.
good. You're enlightening me, so that's good, and the folks at home. Hey, let's talk about, first of all, the firm, 25 years. What kind of cases do you guys handle?
Well, we started off by handling auto accident cases and then dog bites, slip and falls, premise cases. And we did that for many years. And over the last several years, we've added a workers' compensation department and a Social Security disability department, in addition to a mass tort department, which Mike can tell you about.
Yeah, we've expanded into doing products liability, like things like defective cars. We're also doing defective drugs, drugs where the manufacturer lies to the FDA to get approval of the drug, and then the drugs end up injuring people. So we're handling a lot of defective drug cases. You can look at our website to see which ones we're handling now. We also handle defective products, medical products such as hips, defibrillators, things like that.
All right, and the workman's comp department, you were telling me earlier that people were asking for this for a while.
Oh, for 20 years. And we just were so focused on just the personal injury, but all of our clients were saying, they didn't like their workers' compensation attorney they had. Why don't you guys open it up? And we're so glad we did, because now we're able to help many, many more people, and we're the fastest growing workers' comp department in Ohio. Right. So we're very proud of that. We have 3 great attorneys in that area, and they really take care of their clients. So.
And the nice thing is, because when an injured worker gets hurt, they end up losing their paycheck, and they don't have money for family expenses, food, clothing, that sort of thing. So we need somebody to get in there quickly and try to get them awarded a permanent partial award or a wage continuation award.
And that's, I'm sure, one thing you don't want to go it alone with the Bureau of
You
Workers'
can't. It's a very confusing system, actually.
I bet. So that's good. You guys are handling that. And one phone call, you'll take all my worries away. I don't have to worry
Call us
about
up
bill
and we'll
collectors
take it
at all.
over right away.
And
All
the
right.
other thing too, Jim, is we're doing a lot of Social Security stuff where we're helping a lot of veterans who have PTSD, those type of things. And Social Security is another very important part of our practice.
And another thing you don't want to go it alone with
No,
Social Security.
no.
Anything with
It's almost
government,
impossible to at this point.
bureaucracy and all that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A lot of red tape.
All right, so this scenario, let's bring up a scenario here. So I'm in an accident. What shouldn't I do, first of all?
Well, you shouldn't call another law firm. No, I'm good.
I
The
opened
thing
him
is,
up to that.
he did. But first of all, if you're injured, you got to get treatment.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, hopefully they're not injured, but if you have an injury, whether it be a back or a broken leg, whatever, get to the hospital, get to your doctor, check out, because a lot of people go home after an accident. We've seen this where they're banged up and they're bruised and they're hurt, and they get up the next day and they take Tylenol for a couple of weeks and they think it's going to go away, and then they go to the doctors. The insurance company takes that 2-week gap and say, well, it's not from the car accident, it's from something else. And all of a sudden the case is, it's hard to dig out of that hole.
It's what we call our silent sufferers. My mom is one of those type of people.
Yeah.
She had a fall where she hurt her knee. She spent a month without going to the doctor. Then she ended up having to have surgery. And unfortunately, I was unable to prove it came from that accident because there's sort of intervening time between her injury and going to the doctor.
And they look for every little thing.
They do, and then also if a doctor prescribes physical therapy, make sure you show up at your physical therapy. Don't miss appointments. I know kids and family obligations, a lot of times it's hard, or maybe you your car still don't have a rental car from the accident. You got to find a way to make all your appointments, because if you don't, they say you don't mitigate your own damages, therefore they blame you. They'll do anything to limit the value of the case. And it's not to say that all insurance companies are horrible or all insurance adjusters are horrible. It's changed a lot over the years.
Yeah, it really has. It used to be that insurance adjusters could use a humanistic aspect to their decisions. They had the ability to say, man, I really believe this person. Unfortunately, now it's all computerized. Insurance adjusters, who are really basically good people, just don't have the ability to do what's right.
Right. So there's some of the things. And don't sign anything. If an
Don't
insurance
sign
adjuster
anything.
comes into your hospital room, you're groggy, what have you.
Oh,
don't
no,
sign
we've seen
anything.
stories that are horrible, and where they come right after the surgery and they get somebody, give them a check for $1,000, give them a sign, and the case is over. And the people come to us a couple weeks later and say, can you help us? We're like, oh my gosh. And they don't remember signing sometimes. I mean, again, it's not all insurance companies, but these cases have happened many, many times over the years.
Sneaky, man. That's
It's very
isn't
sneaky,
it?
yes.
Well, quickly, then the first thing to do, we talked about what not to do, but to call you guys, call the Tiger, get the Tiger on.
We'll call a good lawyer, and I think we're very good lawyers, as our ratings seem to indicate.
Yeah, and then quickly, the origin of get the Tiger on your side now, and that's all about being aggressive when you have to be aggressive.
Yeah, we've
right?
always, one of our taglines, smart, tough attorneys. We're fighting a huge industry, worth billions of dollars, these insurance companies. So we're ready to fight them, and we've got the power and resources to do it. And we love representing injured people and taking care of them, and turning their lives around.
And guys, thanks very much. We're going to talk to one of those clients.
good.
Michelle has them coming up as Meet Your Hometown Attorneys continues right after this.
I was injured in an accident, so I called the Tiger. Dyer, Groff, Mann & Schultz handled anything to do with the insurance and the financials, and it really allowed me just to have a peace of mind and confidence that was getting taken care of. The entire process from start to finish was just a great experience, and it really eased my mind about my whole recovery. And I don't think that I would have been able to make that recovery if it had not been from the help I received from Dyer, Groff, Mann & Schultz.
We get results for our clients because we care about our clients. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, call in the Tiger. Call 1-800-INJURED today.
Welcome back to Meet Your Hometown Attorneys. Joining me now is one of many satisfied clients of Dyer, Garofalo, Mann & Schultz, Mike Schmidt. Welcome, Mike. Thanks
Thank
for
you very
being
much.
here. Certainly enjoy having you.
Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about what happened with you. You fell on the job?
I fell. I was. There were a lot of boxes piled up at work, and I tripped over a box and fell, and called my doctor up because I'd hurt my back, and I'd really never had back pain like that before. And so I called my doctor, and he said that since it happened at work, they couldn't handle it. So I wasn't aware of that. So I called my boss, and then he had told me to call my insurance company, and not workman's comp, but the insurance company.
And not. And
So-
already, Doug's over there
this-
just shaking his head because this is
This
one
story
of the
happens all the
typical-
time, and Mike's going to tell his details, but they start blaming you as being the cause of it, or it's you're not the victim, you're the
Right.
cause, and that's wrong.
So I called my insurance company and explained to her the situation. She goes, "No, that's not the way it works at all." And I was like, "Wow, I really don't know what's going on here." So I said, "You know what? What I need to do is I need to talk to someone who will tell me the truth, because I didn't know." And so I called Dyer, Groff, Mann & Schultz, and they got me in right away, and were great starting on the case. And but before then, I had talked to Workman's Comp, and throughout this whole process, and not so much lately, but in the beginning, I was really under the misconception that Workman's Comp was for the worker,
For you,
for
right.
the truth, for the worker.
Absolutely.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, I felt like I was on the witness stand every time I talked to these people.
And I think that this is one of those things that we've talked about in many of these shows, Doug, and continue, please. But we are intelligent people. I mean, we think we know what's going on. You know, you
Exactly.
think you're doing the right thing, but until you start that process, all of a sudden you realize, I am so confused. What is going on here? And this is typical.
Oh, day after day we hear this story, and it's horrible. Nice guys like this have to go through this system and try to go through the red tape, and that's why we're there. We're so happy to be able to have the workers' comp department fighting for nice people like Mike, and so far you've been happy with all the services.
You've been great. The whole process would have been unmanageable without your firm, and without Kim and Bob and
Bob
everyone.
and
Yeah,
Cindy, and
it would have been just too much. Y'all been awesome.
well, that's nice
I
to
appreciate
hear.
it.
And so when you think about things like that and you're trying to get better, that has got to be a load off your mind.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's to know that someone is behind you. When in the initial process, I really felt like no one was behind me, and I said, I need somebody on my side that understands what I'm going through and what the truth of the matter is. And Dyer Groff has done just that.
Wow.
And we're still in the middle of the fight too. I mean, the other side keeps trying to get continuances, and he knows we're going to be there the whole way until this thing's resolved.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
they've been great.
The one thing I wanted to ask you, Mike, is When all of this started, just from a little fall, and we were talking about this earlier in the show, was your first reaction to, oh my gosh, I'm hurt, now I have to go to a doctor right away, or?
No, I felt a pain in my back that and everybody's had a pain in their back at some point. They left something or whatever. And then after I sat down at my desk for a while, it really started hurting. And I really hadn't had pain like that before. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to call the doctor and make an appointment just to make sure there's nothing seriously wrong. And that was my intention during the whole thing. I honestly thought I was going to call my doctor, go in, have him check it out, do an x-ray or whatever, make sure everything was all right, and I'd be back at work. That was exactly what I thought was going to happen. But then the process started. No, he didn't take workman's comp. Talking to my boss, talking to my insurance, talking to workman's comp. And, the only relief I had was talking to Dyer, Groffleman and Schultz during the whole thing. They gave me hope.
And that's it. I mean, it starts and then it starts to pile up.
Absolutely.
All of those things. And gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that story, but I'm so glad that you have reached out to Dyer, Groffleman and Schultz. And you look relieved. I mean, the fact that when you talk about it, you can tell.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, we wish you the best. I'm sure.
Yeah, we just want Mike to feel better and get better, get the treatment he needs, and get back on his feet. And that's what we're here to help. So glad he came to us.
Yes.
Me too.
All right.
So glad you're here. Thanks so much for sharing your story, Mike. Well, coming up next, Jim Bucher is going to be sitting down with another attorney with Dyer, Groffleman and Schultz, David Marquis, and talk about some of the bigger wrongful death cases that the law firm handles.
I was injured and I called the Tiger. They were there from the very beginning, all the way through. They kept my insurance company from dropping me due to the high expenses, hospital bills. I think if I tried to handle this all on my own, I'd be in bankruptcy court. Oh, I thank them with all my heart because they did so much for me and it felt like I was part of their family.
We get results for our clients because we care about our clients. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, call in the Tiger. Call 1-800-INJURED today.
Hey, welcome back to Meet Your Hometown Attorneys. Joining me now is one of the attorney extraordinaire down at Dyer, Groffleman and Schultz. It's David Marquis. And David, 20 years. Can we get some applause for 20 years? You got a studio audience in here. You get your own fan club down here.
It's nice to hear. It's nice
20
to hear.
years of negotiations, and you are the negotiator. So kind of take us through that. What do you do? What's like a normal day like for you to negotiate?
Okay. A typical day is meeting with a number of clients. At the initial stage when they come in after they've been injured, we take a total background on them, date of the accident, through all of their injuries, through the follow-up care, through their insurance companies. We explain their policy to them. And eventually when we sign them up, we start that process of negotiating for them. We make sure that their car is taken care of. We move on and take care of their medical payments so they stay out of debt collection, monitor their treatment, and then eventually, hopefully, resolve the case without any litigation.
Yeah, and it's nice because they don't have to worry about it. They're trying to get themselves well and don't need to be worrying about negotiating with an insurance company. You do it all.
Absolutely. It's a confusing process to people. As we talked before, they're injured, their car has been damaged, they're missing work, their medical bills may go into collection. They've got to treat with a doctor. So what we want them to do is to just consider themselves solely with their health care, is to take care of their health care, communicate with us about it. But with regard to everything else, we want them to outsource that to us so we can take care of it.
So what's it like dealing with the insurance company? What's it like with you?
There's some insurance companies out there that are okay to deal with. Most of them are difficult to deal with. Most of them treat people very badly. They tell them what they have to do as opposed to reaching out to the person and helping them get back on their feet, helping them get back on their lives. What we do is just the opposite. We reach a hand out to a person who's fallen down, and we help them back on their feet and quiet all their debt collection problems and eventually get the case resolved.
So when I'm sure when these insurance companies get a phone call, hey, on the line is David Marquis from Dyer, Groffleman and Schultz, the insurance companies are going, oh no. Right? Are they? Is that? I'm hearing right? Your reputation, right?
Yes, that may be right.
Okay, he's being humble. You're being humble, but you got to fight when you got to fight. You got to be tough.
I am. I'm aggressive about what I do, but it's also nice to have a litigation team on the other side that, should the case not resolve, we've got a very talented group of litigators that are going to resolve that case in courtroom if need be.
Right. So basically, if you're at the loggerheads and they're not going to budge, and you and the client aren't going to budge, you take it to litigation.
Absolutely.
Okay. And how's that going? I mean, a lot of times I would think they try to settle, don't they? They don't want to go through the expense of insurance companies.
Right, 75 to 80% of the time they're going to try to resolve the case. If it doesn't, it goes into litigation. Most of those cases will resolve as it goes through the litigation process, and some of them have to go to court.
So you like your job?
I love my job.
Yeah. What's the best part of it?
The best part of the job is reaching out to somebody who's fallen down and helping them back up, and having a great group of guys and girls, or guys and ladies behind me. If something goes wrong or if something needs further assistance, there's a great group of people to help us out.
Now, what's the worst part of the job?
The worst part about the job, any job, or at least my job, is seeing people horrifically injured. I've seen, in 20 years, you've seen some catastrophic injuries.
Right. I bet it would be bad going to dinner with you. Do you negotiate with the server that comes to the table and all that?
I negotiate with everybody.
Doug and Mike, does he negotiate with every? They're going like they're saying he negotiates. But no, seriously, you do need someone tough and on your side. I mean, like you said earlier, you don't want to deal with this on your own. You shouldn't deal with it. I mean, number one, you shouldn't deal with it on your own. And you want somebody else to take care of it.
Absolutely.
And you are the man.
I'm the guy.
So is there one typical case that was just really tough and you wanted to come through the phone and kill somebody? No, I'm kidding. You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't.
Nothing like that?
No.
Okay. All right, well, thanks. You want to end this conversation?
I do. It'd be great to end it.
He needs to go negotiate is what needs to happen. So tell me quickly about your family.
I've been married for 25 years to my wife, Ann, who I met in law school. I have 3 kids, 20, 18, and 14.
And you survived that?
So far.
Now, do they negotiate with you?
They do not.
They don't negotiate.
They know better.
You don't negotiate with your wife, do you? You don't do that.
I lose those.
You lose those negotiations. You know, right there. Maybe she'd make a good attorney. Maybe she should join the firm.
She's an attorney.
Oh, see, now I spoke out. I didn't know that. So, so does that ever become a problem with 2 attorneys?
No, my wife and I vote on everything that we do, and I've lost every one of them 1-0.
Okay. And on that, we're going to end this note. David, a pleasure. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Keep negotiating, and we're glad to have you on the Tiger team.
Thanks for your time.
All right. Well, listen, I'm jumping in the Tiger van. You want to go with me?
No, I'm good. I'm going to go back to work.
Go negotiate. It's Booker's Tiger Beat on the road, and we're going to Springfield and Wilmington. You won't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
If you're injured on the job or applying for Social Security benefits, you have the right to a lawyer, the right to a hearing, and the right to an appeal. If you need help with your claim, call 1-800-INJURED and get the Tiger on your side. You know me, and you know my law firm. My family's from Dayton, Ohio, and I come from a long line of hardworking family members, and now my firm is proud to represent injured workers' rights. Let my firm level the playing field and protect you and your family's future. Call us today at 1-800-INJURED and let us fight for you.
Hey, Jim Booker here in Springfield in beautiful Clark County, paying a visit to another one of the satellite offices of Dyer, Garoppolo, Mann & Schultz. That's right, it's time for another edition of Booker's Tiger Beat on the road. Here we are in Springfield, Ohio, and let me guess, your name is Darlene, huh? Look at there, that's how I know. I'm brilliant. Oh, look, calls are coming in. Darlene, how are you, Jim Booker?
Nice to meet you, Jim, and I'm just fine.
Good. Well, and welcome to Booker's Tiger Beat on the road. Now, tell us what you do here in Springfield.
I am a legal assistant.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means that I assist the attorneys in the cases that they have, and I'm the first person that greets the people when they come in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, and a lot of times people are hurting, people are upset.
Yes.
How do you calm their fears?
Well, I always offer them a place to sit down, ask them what we can do for them, if they'd like some water or some coffee. We try to make them feel at ease and feel comfortable.
And it's kind of nice you turn all those problems they have over to you guys. You deal with it.
Absolutely.
Okay, now you have some help in here?
Oh, yes. Michelle Carter. She's been here for about 10 years, and she is just a dynamic person.
I think I'm going to have to go bug her.
Okay.
Here we go. And this must be Michelle. Michelle, I feel like I know you. Darlene has spoken so highly about you. I think you owe her lunch.
Okay, I might do that.
Jim Booker here. Thanks for joining us. Now tell the folks what you do.
I am a legal assistant here at the firm.
Okay, so you sort of do what Darlene does.
Correct. I run the files with the attorney and help them assist the attorney with anything they need.
Okay, and that's important. And then you handle cases, a lot of cases, but you have room for anybody, really.
That's correct. We're always here to help any client we have or anybody that has questions.
Okay. And now tell folks where you're located.
We are across from the Springfield Mall at 1714 Valley Loop Road.
So convenient. So we love for you to come to downtown Dayton, but if you can't, you've got an office right here, which is really nice.
Right. That's correct.
All right. Now, if anybody has a problem, concern out there, what do they need to do?
They can call 1-800-INJURED, get on ohiotiger.com. We can help them in any way possible.
All right. Listen, thanks for joining us today. You ready to go to lunch with Darlene?
Yes.
You think I can tag along?
Sure can.
After we met the staff in Springfield, we headed to our next destination, this time in Clinton County. You know, I really do need a GPS. Well, it's kind of easy to find because there's the tiger. Come on. Hey, Jim Bucher, how are you?
Hi, Kristen Jackson.
Kristen, nice meeting you. Thanks for the invite today. Here in Wilmington, you have a beautiful city here. Now, tell the folks what you do here at the office in Wilmington.
I'm the legal assistant.
And what does a legal assistant do?
I welcome the clients into the office. I take some information, give it to the attorneys for them to look at. They then ask me to schedule the appointment. They come in, talk to the attorney explains the process of how we're going to handle their case.
All right, but you're the first person a lot of people see, and I'm sure the emotions are running A to Z, aren't
Yes,
they, with
yes.
people, whether they contact the insurance company directly or get a lawyer. So how do you put their mind at ease?
I try to reassure them. I make them feel welcome into the office, explain to them that I will be contacting the insurance companies, letting the insurance companies know that we're handling their case, and asking them to please leave our clients alone.
And it's nice to be here, convenient for the folks in Wilmington, isn't it?
Yes, we're only an hour from Dayton, but the attorneys do come down here and handle the case from the office, so they don't have to travel.
That is nice. And what's the best part of your job? Because you look like you love what you do.
I do love what I do. I love helping the clients and handing out the checks in the end.
Handing out checks is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
All right, now tell folks where you're located.
We're located at 967 South Street in Wilmington. Our phone number is 937-283-9300, or you can reach us at our 800 number, 1-800-INJURED.
Pleasure meeting you.
A pleasure meeting you.
Here in Wilmington, where it's always sunny.
Yes.
And your sunny smile.
Thank you.
Remember, Dyer Garofalo Mann & Schultz has satellite offices all over the Miami Valley, so no matter where you are, the Tiger is there for you. Well, that's it for this edition of Bucher's Tiger Beat on the Road from beautiful Wilmington, Ohio. Always a lot of fun. Hey, for more on Bucher's Tiger Beat on the road, just go to our Facebook page or ohiotiger.com. Now stay with us. Meet Your Hometown Attorneys returns right after this.
I was injured in an accident, so I called the Tiger. Dyer Garofalo Mann & Schultz took care of my medical expenses and the insurance so that I can focus on just getting better. I understand why they are called the Tiger, because the way they fight for you is totally amazing. They fought the insurance company and I didn't have to.
We get results for our clients because we care about our clients. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, call in the Tiger. Call 1-800-INJURED today.
Welcome back to Meet Your Hometown Attorneys. Joining me now, two more members of the Dyer Garofalo Mann & Schultz family, as we call it, Maria and Nancy Drouet. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
It is so good to see you. Interesting story. You two are sisters.
Yes, we are.
Not very often do you see sisters working side by side. So tell me how this all came about.
Well, I was the first one to start working in the firm. And then since the firm is like a family, I decided to invite my sister.
And keep it in the family.
Exactly.
So how did you end up with Dyer Garofalo Mann & Schultz to work for them?
Well, I was a client first. And basically, since they treat me so well, I decided to apply in the place. And that's how I ended up being an employee there.
And so when you started, and when you both started, I guess, together, how long were you there before you brought your sister along?
5 years.
5 years. And how does this work? Do you ever fight? I would imagine. I don't know that I could work next to my sister.
No, we don't fight at all. Not in workplace. No, exactly. Not in workplace.
You just take it home and talk about it later, right? Well, you two are a very vital part of this organization, and it's changed a lot. Explain to us what you do at the firm.
Sure. Well, I'm a legal assistant. And also I help to communicate to the Spanish-speaking clients in the personal injury department and as well as the workers' comp department.
And so how do you feel helping people that have that language barrier. I mean, they're coming in here, they're in distress already. What have you seen, and how does it make you feel to be able to cut down that barrier and help them?
Well, I feel great to be able to help someone who doesn't understand the language. As my personal experience, I came here to this country knowing no English at all, and learning a different language is completely difficult. So me helping other people, it makes me feel great and wonderful.
That's good, and it's a nice service. But tell us how you've seen a trend over the last 10 years.
Yes.
Right, Maria? I mean, more and more people needing this service, and
yes, the Hispanic community is growing. So, and I guess they know that Dyer, Garofalo, Lohman and Schultz have interpreters in the firm. They're coming because they need our help. And we will let them know what their rights are.
Right. And so what do they tell you? What do the clients tell you when you go in and are there to interpret and help them?
Well, they're a little scared at first because they don't know if they're doing the right choices or not. And then we explain the whole process, and we also make them feel right at home,
We've always said that this law firm does make everything feel like family. From the workers, it's one big family.
Oh, yes.
And the clients, do you have those special clients? I'm sure there are some that touch you in a way that you think about all the time.
Yes, we do, and some of them are our friends right now.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So, but they weren't your friends before they were clients?
No.
Oh my gosh. So give me an example of one of those. Tell me about one of your clients that...
Our friends? Well, I mean, one of my friends actually, he had an auto accident. We helped him with the case, and then after that, we just always keep in touch. We go out to parties. We don't have to get together, so we call him up, and he's always there.
Wow. I don't know that there are many people who could say that, right? That is so nice. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, that is something special, I think, that you can say when that happens. I mean, I don't know about that. Back to the Hispanic community and the increase that you've seen. Why do you think that's so? Do you think it's because they now understand that there's someone that's on their side as far as being able to go and get some legal help and have someone there that can interpret for them?
Probably, I would say.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I think so too.
So if we had Spanish-speaking people listening today, what would you want to say to them in Spanish?
Sure. Que aquí estamos, la compañía Dyer, Garofalo, Lohman and Schultz está aquí para servirles a la comunidad hispana en lo que ustedes necesiten, en cualquier pregunta, solamente llamen y pregunten por María o por Nancy.
Así es.
So what did you just say?
If they need any help, just give us a call and just ask for Maria or Nancy.
Fantastic. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
I was injured in an accident and I called the Tiger. I would like to thank Dyer, Garofalo, Lohman and Schultz for all the help that they provided to me and my family and the settlement that they got for me. I would not be in the position that I am today without their help. Many people didn't know if I would survive or not, but with the Tiger I survived.
We get results for our clients because we care about our clients. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, call in the Tiger. Call 1-800-INJURED today.
Well, that's it for this episode of Meet Your Hometown Attorneys, and we have covered a lot of ground.
We certainly have. Satisfied clients, the two sisters, love to hear about that, helping expand the business. Right. And of course,
Booker's Tiger Beat on the Road, Michelle's favorite.
That's right. If you ever find yourself needing the Tiger on your side, be sure to visit OhioTiger.com. We'll see you next time.